All right, Shalom Akim, Shalom Akwathium, Shalom Zaquanium. First off, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash, giving double honors to our apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth to rule well. All right, I'm going to be getting into, I seen this article and it has those Israelis / Jewish people right there praying to that damn stone. All right, and I had read and I understood exactly why they pray to that damn stone, and that this is not given to the Israelites. All right, Israelites are you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you see. So this right here is not given to you, man. All right, you're different. You see, you're a peculiar people. Even though you pray to idols, all right, you're still the people of the Most High, Yahweh and Yahushai. All right, so I'm gonna start it from the top. All right, it says, according to Hebrew scripture, King David reigned until 1970 BCE. He was succeeded by his son Solomon, who built the Holy Temple on Mount Moriah. During the so-called First Temple period, Jerusalem was the political capital of firstly the United Kingdom of Israel and the Kingdom of Judah, and the temple was the religious center of the Israelites. You see, the religious center of the Israelites, which is made out of you Negroes, you Latinos, and you so-called Native Americans. All right, you're the true children of the Most High. And really that was our place that we would go and pray. All right, Salakia. All right, and it says the first temple period ended around 586 BCE as the Babylonian ruler Nebuchadnezzar laid waste to Solomon's temple and took a significant number of Jews captive in response to a revolt. In 538 BCE, after 50 years of the Babylonian captivity, Persian King Cyrus the Great invited the Jews to return to Judah to rebuild the temple. Construction of the second temple was completed in 516 BCE during the reign of Darius the Great, 70 years after the destruction of the first temple. All right, you have those Israelis right there in that video or whatever, praying to that damn wall. All right, which is not in the scriptures. All right, so we'll get Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 30. Letter of Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 31. It says, and the priests sit in the temples, having their clothes rent and their heads and beards shaven, and nothing upon their heads. They roar and cry before their powers, or their gods, and as men do at the feasts when one is dead. The priests also take off their garments and clothe their wives and children, whether it be evil that one doeth unto them or good, they are not able to recompense it. You see, because there is no power in stone, in wood. All right, those crucifixes that people carry around, there's no power in that. They think if they hold that the so-called red demon is not gonna jump on them. All right, that's stupid. There's no power in stone, in wood. You see, it says they roar and cry before their gods, as men do at the feasts when one is dead. The priests also take off their garments and clothe their wives and children, whether it be evil that one doeth unto them or good, they are not able to recompense it. You see, so if you do something evil to your deity or your God that you worship, that's not the Most High Yahweh or His Son Yahushai, all right. If it's not Yahweh or Yahushai, those gods that you worship, they can't recompense the evil that you did. All right, they can't repay you for the good or give you payment for the good that you did. You see, it says they can neither set up a king nor put him down. So they can't elect who the king is. All right. And we shouldn't even be electing kings. All right. It's the Most High that elects them. But it says, in like manner, they can neither give riches nor money. You see, the Most High can actually give you riches, man. And it's happened to me before. And not necessarily saying I'm rich, all right, but He's giving you payment. And it was, supposedly a mistake here in the system, which they never took back. But it was for a good reason. That I had done out of sincerity. Yahweh Shem Yahushai repaid that. And the same thing with brothers. All right. So if I would have worshipped some type of stone or wood or what have you, all right, it would have never repaid or done anything, man. It can't recompense the evil that you do. You see, it says, though a man make a vow unto them and keep it not, they will not require it. So they don't need it because there's no breath in them, man. It says they can save no man from death. All right, so Yahweh Shem Yahushai can save you from death, neither deliver the weak from the mighty, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai delivered the weak from the mighty. All right, and how? I mean, it's throughout history. All right, He's delivered the Israelites, which the Sparta. All right, that was a Israelite. What is that called? Not unity. I guess I could say like a city. All right, community, or man, there's another word for it, but I can't think of it. But the Spartans were Israelites, man. It says they cannot restore. And that movie, Sparta, or 300, all right, they went against the Persians, and they were taking out numerous amounts of armies with just a couple of them. All right, it wasn't even that much compared to the other armies, man. All right, but that's the power that Israel holds with Yahweh. All right, and Yahweh Shai. It says they cannot restore a blind man to sight, nor help any man in his distress. All right, and who ultimately did that? Who's the one that helped the blind? Yahweh Shai. All right, Yahweh Shai, through the power of Yahweh Shai and through the spirit and power of Yahweh. All right, Yahweh Shai and his disciples and his men were able to cure blind people. You see? And there's no account of that before. Even the Israelites, when Yahweh Shai cured that blind man that was born blind, all right, and the disciples asked him, who sinned, him or his parents? And Yahweh Shai said, none, but I have to work the work of my Father. All right, that's why that man was born blind, so I can heal him. You see? So that there is no things that you can control, because everything's controlled by the Most High. So, what's it called? Yahweh Shai, after he cured that man, people were like, yo, this is unheard of. This has never happened before. No one has ever cured somebody that was born blind. But Yahweh Shai did it through the spirit and power of the Most High Yahweh, the Father. All right? It says, they can show no mercy to the widow, nor do good to the fatherless. All right? And ultimately, that's the elect. It says they're good, they're gods of wood, and which are overlaid with gold and silver, are like the stones that be hewn out of the mountain. They that worship them shall be confounded. All right? And Yahweh Shem Yahushai said that Israel is that world without end. Ye shall not be confounded, world without end. All right? So we won't be confounded, man. Let's look up that word confounded. Let's lock it. It says bewildered, confused, perplexed, damned. All right? And who's ultimately damned for death and destruction? 2/3 of our people and these heathen, starting with the Edomites, But those are 2/3 of our people are confused. All right? They don't get the scriptures. They don't understand what's going on. You see? And that's why they're confounded right now, in this point in time, because they're worshiping all these gods, and now they're confused. They're like, yo, well, why are we doing this? And why do you say that? And why does the Bible? And people are leaving Christianity because they say it's contradicting. Their doctrine is contradicting, not the scriptures. You see? Because those people are confounded. They're confused. It says, how should a man then think and say that they are gods when even the Chaldeans themselves dishonor them? Who, if they shall see one dumb that cannot speak, they bring him and entreat Bel that he may speak. All right, so if you bring them to your gods, are those gods going to be able to cure that person? No. All right, there's no life, there's no breath, there's no power in them, as though he were able to understand. All right, it says, yet they cannot understand this themselves, and leave them, for they have no knowledge. All right, so those gods, those, anything that you worship and bow down to, all right, they have no knowledge, no wisdom, no understanding. All right, and that breaks the what we have with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, this is Exodus 20. I'll come back to Leviticus. This is Exodus 20 and 3. It says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. All right, so don't bow down to anything else. All right, because that word God or gods, all right, let me see if I can get to it. Thou shalt have no other gods. It says Allahayim. Allah meaning power. Hayam is plural. All right, so Allah would be single of power. Allahayim would be singular of powers. It says rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods, God, goddesses, godlike one, works or special possessions of God. All right, so gods in the ordinary sense, but specifically used in the plural, thus especially with the article for the supreme God, occasionally applied by the way of deference to magistrates, and sometimes as a superlative or superlative. Angels exceeding. All right, so it's talking about powers. You see, it's a type of power, rulers or judges. You see, so Donald Trump would be set up as a type of ruler. All right, and he considers himself to be a god. All right, now that wall, does that wall consider itself to be a god? No, that wall can't speak. That wall can't talk or say or judge or anything. But the people set it up as a god. All right, because they worship it. It says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. All right, any graven image. So those crosses that people wear, and the Virgin Mary that people like to post up in their Catholic homes, Christian homes. All right, Cesar Borgia, which is Serapis Christos, which is Zeus Christos, which is Jesus Cristo. All right, that image that people post up of the so-called Jesus Christ, which his real name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right, that people post, but they put the white man's face on it. That's another version of idolatry. All right, because it says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above. All right, no birds, no clouds, no sun, no stars, or that is in the earth beneath. All right, no people. You see, no animals. All right, it says, or that is in the water underneath the earth. All right, and that's what people do. They bow down also to what are they called? Mermaids. You see, and that's why kids are so bugged out, man. Little kids, we talking about the weirdest shit. And that's because of what they watch, and because of the people teaching them, oh yeah, mermaids do exist, and unicorns, and fucking Santa Claus, and all this bullshit. All right, which is not scriptural at all. And now you got the kids bugged out, scared the fuck out because they have, demons. And they get fearful. But Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai didn't give us the spirit of fear. You see, and that's why when you wake up to this truth, it says the truth shall set you free. And because you are free, man, you don't feel that bondage that you were in anymore. All right. Granted, we're still in the physical flesh and these chains of darkness and this physical bondage, but spiritually we've been freed by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You see, it says, "Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them." Now, what the hell is going on over here? These people are bowing down and serving that damn wall. All right. So that's not given to the Israelites. But those right there, those aren't Israelites, man. There might be some Jakes living there in Israel. All right. But the majority of them are not Israelites. They're Amalekites, which are really Idumeans, which are really Edomites. All right. Which are self-proclaimed white people. It says, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh, thy power, all right, thy power, talking to Israel, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. You see? So Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, it has you in captivity for the wicked ass shit that you did, all right, that we did, in our past lives. It says, when Macedonian ruler Alexander the Great conquered Persian Empire, Jerusalem and Judea fell under Macedonian control, eventually falling to the Ptolemaic dynasty under Ptolemy I in 198 BCE. Ptolemy V lost Jerusalem and Judea to the Seleucids under Antiochus III, and Seleucids attempted to recast Jerusalem as Hellenized Polis came to head in 168 BCE. Now, what does that word Hellenized mean? All right, because this is what people get confused with. You know what? Let me get this scripture first. All right, there's no difference between Jew or Greek. You see, people like to get this confused. Jews or Greeks. Salaki, I don't know why it's not. It says Paul. It was in the book of, I think it was Galatians. It says Galatians 3, for ye are the children of Yahweh by faith in Mashiach Yahushai. All right, and that's how you can tell who's actually a Jake and who's not. Eventually, the ones that are following Yahweh Shem Yahushai are the Israelites. All right. It says, for as many of you as have been baptized into Mashiach have put on Mashiach. And how are you baptized by Mashiach? It tells you in the book of Luke. It tells you in the book of Matthew and in the book of Mark. All right. It tells you that you're only baptized through the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and not by water. All right. So you don't have to be dumped in water to be baptized. You're baptized by the word, which is the scriptures. All right. It says, there is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female, for all are one in Mashiach Yahushai. If ye be of Mashiach, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. All right, heirs according to the promise. So let's look at this word Jew or nor Greek. All right, so there's no difference between Jew nor Greek. It says Greek, which is the word Helen, a Greek neither by nationality or either by nationality, whether a native of the mainland or of the Greek islands or colonies. In a wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews, that made the language, customs, and learning of the Greeks their own. The primary reference is to a difference of religion and worship. Look at that, Greek and Gentile. You see that? Greek and Gentile. The ones that put away the customs and traditions of the Israelites, given to them by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, they put away those customs and they went into other nations, being of other nations, putting on their customs and traditions. You see? Those are the foreigners. Those are the ones that people called outcasts. So we'll look it up over here. And it says Hellenized. It says to make a Greek in character. And nowadays you make an American in character. All right, you have Jakes out here in this world acting like fucking Americans. this westernized way of thinking. That's why Yahweh Hashem Yahushai says, rend your heart. Let me see if I can get that. It says, believe it was Amos. Oh no, Joel. It says, rend your heart. Joel 2:13. It says, and rend your heart and not your garments, and turn unto Yahweh your power, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil. All right, but it says Yahweh your power. So it's talking about the Israelites, not these damn Amalekites, which I'll get to in a minute. All right, it says, let me read that again. The Seleucids attempted to recast Jerusalem as a Hellenized polis. Now, Hellenized, we read what that means. All right, it's a Greek in character. All right, but let's look up that word polis, and it means an ancient Greek city or state. All right, so that's what they want to do, a combining from meaning city, appearing in lean words of Greek, metropolis, and used in the formation of place names, Annapolis. All right, so they wanted to make the the Jerusalem and Israel a Greek place, like they did with Sparta. All right, Sparta was actually Israelites. All right, and you can read that in the book of the Maccabees, or the Maccabees, Salakia. It says, Jerusalem as a Hellenized polis. You see, so they wanted them to be taking in the ways of the Greeks. Does that mean that they're Greek? No, there's no difference between a Jew and a Greek. All right, in the sense that if you're an Israelite, you're not an American. If you're an Israelite, you're not Mexican. If you're an Israelite, you're not African. If you're an Israelite, you're not European or Asian. All right, really, you're an Israelite. That's what that's talking about, man. It says, came to a head in 168 BCE. All right, so 168 before the Common Era, which is when Yahushua came to the scene, with the successful Maccabean revolt of Mattathias the high priest and his 5 sons against Antiochus Epiphanes, and their establishments of the Hashmonean kingdoms of 152 BCE, with Jerusalem again as its capital. All right, and in those times, there was a decree made that the Jews and the Greeks should just become one. All right, their customs and ways of living and ways of eating, they should all just become one to the customs of the Greeks. All right, to the customs of the heathen. And Israel actually said yes, but a lot of them revolted. All right, which started with the Maccabees. You see, it says, as Rome became stronger, it installed Herod, and Rome was actually friends to Israel long time ago. All right, and Rome verified that the Spartans were of the stock of Abraham in the book of Maccabees. All right, it says, and Rome became stronger. All right, so at that time it was barely being brought up, and then it became stronger. It installed Herod as the Jewish client king. All right, so who's Herod? All right, because he became Herod the king. All right, which is Herodias. Man, what the hell's going on? All right, it says Herodias. All right, and then we'll go back over here. It says Herod the Great, as he was known, devoted himself to developing and beautifying the city. He built walls, towers, and places, and expanded the Temple Mount. All right, he expanded the Temple Mount. Now, what are they praying to? A damn wall. All right, why? All right, this is the name Herod, which means heroic. All right, which he's not heroic. It says the name of a royal family that flourished among the Jews in the times of the Messiah. You see, so that's around the same time. And the apostles. Herod the Great was the son of Antipater of Idumea. Now, what is Idumea? Salakia. Let me see how they wrote it right here. Khan. Aea, Idumea. Greek name for Edom. You see that? Greek name for Edom. So the Romans are Edomites as well, because the Romans are the ones that placed Herod. You see? The original Greeks, they were actually Japheth, if I'm not mistaken. All right, and the Idumeans ran them out, or they made them convert to their ways. All right, and then they kept that name, the Greeks. Same thing with the Romans. The Romans, it was Rome. Man, I forgot his name, but there was two brothers. All right, and the guy killed his other brother. All right, and then he named the city after himself. All right, which is Rome. You know, but it says Herod the Great was the son of Antipater of Idumea. So that means Herod was an Edomite, appointed king of Judea BC 40 by the Romans. All right, so right before the Messiah came in the scene, he was appointed as a king, all right, of the Roman Senate at the suggestion of Antony, and with the consent of Octavian. All right, he at length overcame the great opposition which the country made to him and took possession of the kingdom in BC 37. You see? So Esau, Edom, all right, prays to that damn wall because his fucking forefather did that. All right, those are Amalekites. You see? It says he built walls, which is what they're worshiping, towers and palaces, and expanded the Temple Mount, buttressing the courtyard with blocks of stone weighing up to 100 tons. Under Herod, the area of the Temple Mount doubled in size. In 6 CE, the city, as well as much of the surrounding area, came under direct Roman rule as the Judea, I think that says Judea as the Judea province, and Herod's descendants through Agrippa II remained client kings of Judea until 96 CE. Emperor Hadrian Romanized, all right, Romanized, same thing as being Greek, Romanized the city, renaming it Aelia Capitolina, and banned the Jews from entering it. Hadrian renamed the entire Judea province Syria Palestina after the biblical Philistines in the attempt of de-Judaize the country. Enforcement of the ban of Jews entering Aelia Capitolina continued until the 4th century CE. You see? So 400 years after, you know, and that's just these damn devils, man, you know, and that's what happened in 70 AD. You see? So those men over there in Israel right now, they're not Jews. All right, they're fake, man. So why are we following their doctrines? Why are we following after their ways? You see? That doesn't make any sense either. That's why in the book of Jeremiah 10, it tells you, hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. All right, talking to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, nor be dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. All right, now let's look at that word, heathen. All right, it says, Salaki, I'm trying to find this over here too at the same time. It says, learn the way of the heathen, Gawaya, all right, which it could be Gentile, all right, which we were considered heathen for a point of time as well, all right. But it says nation, people, all right, usually of non-Hebrew people, all right. So there's a difference between certain heathen, all right, certain Gentiles, natural-born state Gentiles, which are non-Hebraic, all right, and then you have your Edomites, which are Hebraic, and then you have your Israelites, which are Hebraic, but there's a difference between them two, all right. So you really have to pay attention, because then you'll get lost, man. Let me see if I can find it over here. Book of Maccabees. This is the book of Maccabees, chapter 11 or 12, Salakia, chapter 12 and verse 21, it is found in writing that the Lacedaemonians and Jews are brethren, and that they are of the stock of Abraham. Now we read earlier, that all these promises were going to the stock of Abraham, which is really to the Israelites. All right, because down here you can see it says of Israel. You see? So don't follow the way. All right, those people that call themselves American or Mexican or Latino or whatever your title may be, if you're of the Negro Latino, the so-called Negro Latino or Native American, you're actually an Israelite. All right, so your heritage is actually what the scriptures contain. You see, not what these people make up and try to push on you, because the Lacedaemonians, they were Israelites too, man. And let me go into that word. Let me see if I have. Let me look up that word apocrypha. All right, because the Maccabees, book of Maccabees, is in the apocrypha. All right, but this is what Esau Edom does, man. He lies. All right, from his youth. You see, you can read that in Job chapter 20. But it says a group of 14 books, not considered canonical, included the Septuagint and the Vulgate as part of the Old Testament, but usually omitted from Protestant editions of the Bible. All right. Now, why are these books not considered in these religions? Why? Because these religions are held and put out there by the self-proclaimed white man. All right. It says a group of 14 books not considered canonical, including the Septuagint and the Vulgate as part of the Old Testament, but usually omitted from Protestant editions of the Bible, various religious writings of uncertain origin, all right, regarded by some as inspired, but rejected by most authorities, writing statements, etc., of doubtful authorship or authenticity. Now, but why is it called the Apocrypha? All right, because all of this didn't explain why it's called the Apocrypha. All right, but it says right here, origin 1350 to 1400s. All right, and we read that they were under Roman captivity for a long time, man. You see, but what was going on in 1350 and 1400? Let's look that up too. It says, I'll get those two in a minute too. But I don't know how to. Oh, come on, it's like that. Renaissance period. It says period is from the 1300s to the 1600s. Now, what does that word Renaissance mean? It says the revival of art. All right, and under an influence of classical models of the. All right, Renaissance definition really means rebirth. All right, ascens or to ascend, reascend. That's what they want to do. See right here, it says revival, renewal, resurrection, reawakening of who? These damn Edomites. All right, because during the Dark Ages, all right, let's look that up too. (500 AD), and we read that the Roman were up to the 400s. All right, up to the 400s after Yahushua, or after the Common Era. All right, 500 or 400, so 100 years after, to 1000 AD. All right, that's when all this happened, and then 300 years after that. All right, that's when the Renaissance period started. You know, so the Renaissance period was from the 1300s to the 1600s. You see, 14th century to the 16th centuries. So this is all through the white man, and that's why the Apocrypha was done away with. Look, 1350 to 1400s, Middle English, late Latin, Greek. All right, and we read who the Greeks were. You know, so they believed in the Apocrypha. It says neuter, plural of apocryphos, hidden, unknown, spurious, equivalent to apocryph, base of apocryphane, to hide away, You see, and that's what they did. They hid away the scriptures, hiding the truth. Why is that? Because it reveals who they are. All right. It reveals that they are Esau Edom. All right. Because there's so much history in it, you know. So the Macedonians, all right, which their leader was Leonidas. All right. But just by looking at that word, you should know. All right. Judah. Who else is a lion besides Judah? All right. No one is talking about Judah. All right. Leonidas. All right. Which Leon means lion. All right. Leon. Which would be Spanish, which comes from the Greek as well, or the what is that called? Latin. All right. Which means lion. All right. So the name Leonidas is lion. All right. But Israelites, which they would say Israelitis. All right. Because when we look at that word itis, it means son of Israel. That's what Israelites mean. All right. People of. So he's the son of a lion. He's the son of Judah. All right. Leonidas was a Judite. He was an Israelite. You know. So let me go back again to the first Maccabees, chapter 12 and verse 21. It is found in writings that the Lacedaemonians and Jews are brethren. Now let's look up. Sparta was a prominent city-state in ancient Greece. You see? So they were Hellenized. In antiquity, the state was known as Lacedaemon, which is Lacedaemonians, while the name Sparta referred to its main settlement on the banks of the Eurotas River in Laconia or Laconia in southern eastern Peloponnese. All right. So that's what that's talking about, man. You see? So all this stuff has been a lie. All right. You are the children of Israel, not these dudes right here. Those are the children of Amalek. All right. Those are the Jewish. You know. So what's given to us? Praise Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Do the work. All right. Study. Learn. That's what's given to us, the Israelites. You see? So I hope that was edifying with all that wisdom, knowledge, understanding that, or wisdom and knowledge that you have, get you understanding, man. You know? So with that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash, giving double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth to rule well. Shalom Akim, Shalom Aquathium, Shalom Zaquanium, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Kal Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom. Stay strong out there, Akim.